The storm raged over Willow Creek, sheets of rain hammering Ethan Caldwell's truck as he tore through the night. His chest burned, not from the cold seeping through the cracked window, but from the panic clawing at him. The heart monitor that kept his condition in check as small, unassuming to VYC that had sat faithfully on his bedroom windowsill was gone. Stolen. His phone buzzed with a call from his cardiologist's office, the screen glowing ominously. He didn't answer. He already knew. The monitor had been offline for 2 hours, a dangerous threshold. Ethan's grip tightened on the wheel as he turned into Willow Creek Estates, where pristine lawns and glowing porch lights masked a different kind of tempest, one fueled by Margaret Hensley, the tyrannical queen of the Homeowners Association. 6 months ago, Ethan had thought he'd found his slice of heaven. After years in dingy rentals, the tidy two-story in Willow Creek was a triumph, a quiet suburban enclave with blooming dogwoods and neat sidewalks. The real estate agent had glossed over the neighborhood's darker side. The Willow Creek HOA, ruled by Margaret, a 57-year-old former paralegal whose silver bob and Chris cardigans hid a zeal for control that verged on obsession. To her, Willow Creek was a canvas, and she its unforgy VY-ing artist, painting conformity with a rulebook thicker than a Bible. Ethan's first run-in came days after MOVYing in. A neon orange notice appeared on his door, citing his trash can for being curbside 5 hours before picking up a violation of some obscure bylaw. When he called the HOA to protest, Margaret's voice slithered through the line, syrupy yet sharp. Rules keep our community pristine, Mr. Caldwell. You'll see their value in time. Unwilling to stir trouble, Ethan let it go. That was his first mistake. Margaret's reign was infamous. Her daily patrols sent residents scrambling, her eagle eyes catching a hedge trimmed a half-inch too low or a mailbox in an unapproved shade of beige. Neighbors swapped tales of her wrath fines for unseasonal wreaths, citations for excessive garden gnomes. To Margaret, beauty was uniformity. Anything less was chaos. Ethan, a 33-year-old freelance illustrator with a penchant for faded jeans, was a poor fit for her VY shown. But their clash didn't ignite until his health faltered. 3 months back, Ethan had collapsed mid-sketch, his heart stuttering as the room spun. The diagnosis was ventricular arrhythmia, a condition that could kill without warning. His doctor prescribed a portable heart monitor, a sleek VYC, with electrodes that tracked his pulse, relaying data to a team ready to summon paramedics if things went awry. At night, it charged on a docking station Ethan placed on his bedroom windowsill, the only spot near an outlet. It was discreet, barely VY-sible unless you were hunting for it. Margaret, it turned out, was always hunting. Trouble arrived VY, a certified letter, its HOA seal gleaming like a badge of authority. Ethan opened it to find a citation for unauthorized equipment VY-sible from the street, pointing to his monitor's dock as a breach of a bylaw banning unsightly objects in windows. Stunned, he called the HOA office, expecting a mix-up. The administrator, a timid woman named Lisa, listened as he explained the VY's critical role. "I'll note it," she said, her voice uneasy, "but Mrs. Hensley is strict." Ethan assumed clarity would prevail. He was wrong. The next evening, Margaret appeared at his door, her blazer pristine, a leather-bound rulebook in hand. "Mr. Caldwell," she said, her smile tight, "your window display VY OLATS Section 12, Paragraph 4. No VY solely disruptive items are permitted in street-facing windows." "It's a heart monitor," Ethan said, struggling for calm. "It's prescribed. It has to stay near my bed, and that's the only outlet." Her lips thinned. "I understand it's medical, but rules apply to everyone. Perhaps move it or hide it behind shade. Neighbors have complained." "Which neighbors?" Ethan pressed, doubting anyone cared about it. A VYC you'd need binoculars to spot. "That's confidential," she snapped. "You have until Wednesday to fix this, or we'll take further action." She left, her heels clicking with finality. Ethan weighed his options. Relocating the dock wasn't practical. The bedroom outlet was his only VY able spot. A curtain felt like capitulating to absurdity. Hoping Margaret would find a new target, he left the dock untouched. That was his second mistake. Wednesday passed, and the dock stayed put. On Thursday morning, Ethan returned from a coffee run to find a new notice taped to his door, this one with a photo of his empty windowsill. His stomach lurched. Inside, the dock was gone, its cords coiled mockingly on the floor. The window, often left ajar for air, was slightly open. Someone had reached into his home. He called Margaret, his voice shaking. "Did you take my heart monitor charger?" Her tone was infuriatingly serene. "I didn't enter your house, Mr. Caldwell. The item was in violation and accessible from outside, so I removed it. It's in the HOA office." "That's medical equipment," Ethan shouted. "It's monitoring my heart. If it's offline, I could die." "You can retrieve it Monday," she said, unmoved. "This is a lesson in respecting our standards." "You can't do this." But she'd hung up. Ethan dialed the non-emergency police line, his pulse racing in a way the missing monitor would have flagged. An officer, Sergeant Delgado, arrived swiftly, his brow furrowing as Ethan explained. "She took your heart monitor over a rule?" he asked, incredulous. Delgado called Margaret, who doubled down. "This is HOA business," she insisted. "I'm within my rights." Before Delgado could press further, Ethan's phone rang. His cardiologist's office, their voice urgent. The monitor had been offline for 3 hours, critical breach. They dispatched an ambulance. Minutes later, sirens pierced the quiet of Willow Creek. Neighbors emerged, drawn by flashing lights as an ambulance and a second cruiser arrived. Paramedics hooked Ethan to a portable ECG, their faces grim. "Your rhythm's unstable," one said. "We're taking you to the ER." As they wheeled him out, Ethan saw Delgado approach Margaret's house. She stood on her porch, arms crossed, her silver hair catching the streetlights. "Mrs. Hensley," Delgado called. "Return that to VYC now." Margaret's voice rang out, defiant. "I'm upholding our community's standards. That thing was an eyesore." Ethan's VY sound swam, a wave of dizziness hitting as his chest tightened. The paramedic shouted, "He's slipping into V-fib." The world blurred, but Ethan caught Delgado's voice, sharp and commanding. "Margaret Hensley, you're under arrest for theft and reckless endangerment." Neighbors gasped as handcuffs clicked, Margaret's protests about her HOA authority fading into the rain. The hospital was a haze of monitors and IVs. Ethan's condition stabilized after a cardioversion, but the ordeal left him rattled. His cardiologist, Dr. Nguyen, was incensed. "She stole a life essay VY into VYC over aesthetics," she said, drafting a scathing letter to the district attorney. Margaret's empire crumbled fast. Charged with trespass, theft, and reckless endangerment of felony, due to the medical stakes she claimed her HOA role justified her actions. The bylaws, however, gave no such power. In court, Judge Laura Bennett was scathing. "Mrs. Hensley, you endangered a man's life for a windowsill trinket. This court finds that reprehensible." Margaret's plea deal stung. 6 months of house arrest, a due $6,000 fine, and restitution for Ethan's medical costs. The final blow was her forced resignation from the HOA and a 10-year ban from any homeowners board. As the terms were read, her composure shattered. "Your Honor," she stammered, "I've led this community for 15 years. They need me. They need leaders who value lives over lawns," Judge Bennett snapped. "Reflect on that in confinement." As Margaret was led away, her glare met Ethan's across the courtroom, brimming with venom. It held no power. Ethan felt a weight lift, her rules no longer binding him. Willow Creek breathed easier after her fall. The new HOA head, a retiree named Clara Voss, slashed Margaret's draconian rules, fostering community over control. Ethan's monitor returned to its windowsill, a quiet guardian. His arrhythmia lingered, but it had done something unexpected. It exposed Margaret's reign as a fragile facade, toppled by the very bylaws she'd weaponized. The neighborhood's true value wasn't its perfect hedges or uniform mailboxes. It was the freedom to live without a tyrant's shadow, a lesson Margaret would carry, chained to her house for months to come. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.